The open-close technique breaks a double stroke into two distinct mechanical movements. The first note of the double is played with a downward opening movement of the hand. The second note of the double is played by an upward closing movement. Here are three rhythmic examples of a double stroke played in 2/4 time. The open stroke in each example happens on beat 1. Notice that the closed stroke in example 1 is on the and of 1. In the second example, it is moved to the of 1. And in the third example, it's moved to beat 2. In this third example, we're actually using a double stroke technique to produce an even flow of notes from one hand. And it is possible to delay the closed stroke past this even flow of notes point, but we don't do it because the technique becomes inside out, backwards, and doesn't make any mechanical sense. In the previous video, I showed you how by having the left hand mimic the exact rhythm that the right hand is doing, we can create some patterns. So in this first example, if we have the left hand play the same thing that the right hand is playing, open, close in eighth note form, left, left, we can create a double stroke roll. On the second pattern, if we have the left hand mimic the right hand playing a dotted eighth 16th, opening on the dotted eighth, closing on the 16th, left, left. This is a slow motion representation of alternating flams. Let's look at this one where we actually have the even flow of notes. At the moment, there's no rhythmic room for us to put the left hand part in there because these quarter notes take up all of this space. If we change these quarter notes into eighth notes, we now have a space that we can put the left hand in. So let's put the left hand where these two rests are as eighth notes. Left, left, open, close. Again, the left hand is mimicking the right hand exactly. The difference in this pattern from the previous two is that it's starting its sequence before the right hand is finished its double sequence. And we can actually make this a little easier to read by combining all these eighth note flags into one system, like this. This sequence is open right, open left, close right, close left. I call this pattern the singled 4 because there are 4 notes in the sequence. let's look how the single 4 relates to the double stroke roll. So for the moment, let's lose the alternating flams. Notice that the first note is the same. An open with the right on beat 1. And the last note is the same. A close with the left on the end of 2. A close with the left on the end of 2. The change from the double stroke roll to the single 4 are these two middle notes switch position. The close moves from the and of 1 to beat 2 of the right hand. The open of the left hand moves to the and of 1 from beat 2. So they flip. The double stroke roll and the single 4. Alright, let's look at how we can morph from a double stroke roll to the single 4 back to the double stroke roll. The double stroke roll synchronization is open, close, open, close, open, close, open, close. The single 4 synchronization is open, open, close, close, open, open, close, close. So I'll start with the double stroke roll, go to the single 4, back to the double stroke roll. Here we go. Now single 4. Okay? Now it's kind of tricky, so you got to be patient with this thing. But the concept is it's the same movement, the open and close. It's just a matter of changing the timing and then flipping those middle two notes in that particular pattern. Now let's make a little transition exercise that involves all three. We'll do double stroke roll to alternating flams, back to double stroke roll to the single 4. That sounds like this. Flams. Single 4. All right.